The other big change is that for any offense that occurs this year or after, so if you committed an offense last year before 28 December 2023, you fall under the old rules. But any offense that happens after 28 December 2023, so anyone that's watching this that's under investigation is likely going to be under the new rules, you are no longer authorized or allowed to have member sentencing. And this is a huge shift. So what this means is that if you have a jury trial, no matter what, the judge will sentence you if there's a conviction. And that is something previously we could always make a strategic decision to opt into having jury sentencing, which was unique to the military, because in the military you have all military service members who are on your jury. They're typically senior officers, senior non-commissioned officers, and generally we loved jury sentencing. We've had incredible results at jury sentencing where the prosecution may ask for a very high sentence, and we're getting just an incredible sentence because of the extenuation and mitigation that we're able to put on. And we're able to speak to these juries and advocate for our clients. All of that's gone. I mean, it's effectively gone. And so now if you go to a court-martial, you still have the right to select whether you want to be tried on the merits phase by a military judge, which we rarely do, by a panel of officers or a panel of enlisted and officers, a mixed panel. But any offense after 28 December 2023, no matter what the conviction is, if there's a conviction, the military judge is required to sentence you. And what that will unequivocally mean is significantly higher punishments and significantly higher sentences for military service members. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Now, in addition to that, the military judges have lost a lot of discretion themselves, because with these new sentencing guidelines, there are now 6 categories of offenses. So every offense under the UCMJ, from something like an Article 112 alpha for failing urinalysis all the way to sexual assault or rape, which we see a lot of, those all have categories now, 1 through 6. And each of those categories has a minimum and a maximum confinement time. Now, some of the lower end categories don't require any confinement time, but the higher categories, categories 3, categories 4, 5, and 6, which a lot of the offenses we deal with have mandatory minimums and maximums, which the judge is required to follow. And so it totally changes the landscape of court-martials. It totally changes the landscape of sentencing. And the end result here is that service members who do get convicted are going to face significantly higher confinement sentences, because you may have a military judge who may want to sentence an accused to a lower sentence, but it's going to be bound by these rules. And again, you no longer have panel member sentencing. So it is a fundamental shift in the way sentencing is done in the military. If you're under investigation for or have been accused of a crime that occurred in 2024 or after, you are facing harsh punishments under the mandatory sentencing guidelines. Please reach out to us so we can explain these guidelines to you and how to actually win your case and not end up in prison. You can reach us at 813-669-3500 or book a consultation with me on our website at www.bileckilawgroup.com.